Hello everyone, Wise Guy Jesse here, and today I am on my warrior that I figured that go ahead and show the setup I have to the shout warrior build that I use for him. So, yeah, first off they have like the armors. It's all knight armor. Well, I don't know what that's supposed to be on there for. It's supposed to be all knight armor with trooper runes on it. I used to have the cleric armor. I think that's why I have it on there. But they have you get all the knight armor on there because the power, toughness, like that. The precision just helps with the critical hit chance, which you might want to have. The trinkets I have over here, I haven't really worked on a whole bunch. So like these are just like random ones that were drops from when I did Edge of the Mist and stuff. I had like 6 or 7 of these drop, all these different rings. So instead of going from buying new ones, I just tried to figure the closest one that would help. Um, but they got soldier's armor or soldier stuff. This I just random backpack. Wasn't thinking much into that too, but they have some things you wanted was you want if you want to be like a tougher build and stuff, you're going to want to have knight armor. If you have cleric armor, which I used to have, the guild that I went to now that does the whole guild versus guild stuff, they made it so they wanted me to have this armor on. The only difference that you could see between these is instead of healing power, toughness is the highest one, and they get precision. The healing shouts, you'll see the step to that later on. And I'll explain something else in a second when it happens. The weapons and stuff. I have on this the sigil blood and accuracy. It's extra 7%. So if I'm actually switched over to that weapon, you can see I have the 33% chance. So it's 1 in 3 hits kind of thing. Will give me sigil blood. When that sigil blood goes off, I believe, another like 800 to 1,000 damage kind of thing, something along those lines. So it's kind of helpful because you do more damage and you're also getting healed up by several hundred or whatever. The weapons, I put Bloodlust on this. Some people will probably put the Sigil Battle or something along those lines, where the switching weapons will give you bonuses stuff like that. Some people will put those on there. I just put the Bloodlust because I like to try to get myself some extra power when it comes to fights and stuff. I want to be able to, because most of the time when you're fighting it's like that, this guy's set up to be like a support. Like, he's not much of a roamer and defending, he's more support to a Zerg or something. So I want to have a little bit extra power so that when I'm running along with the melee train, I can actually hit people. I'm not so much as using Sigil Battle to actually 1v1 people. But if you're trying to do roaming, you probably don't want to shout warrior build anyways, because he's not really much of a damage person. Anyways, I have this is the warhorn I end up grabbing. They have that healing nearby allies is just on a hit, so you don't have to get a crit. And I could see a difference when I'm fighting with this. As you can see, I have both weapons do have a healing thing on there. I find this one to be really nice when you're running through a crowd and you're swinging a sword around. The melee train is kind of on its own and stuff running around. There's not really elementals or anything in the middle of the group constantly healing them. So having this every you could get like a hit in per charge, because you're not going to have more than a 5-second running through a crowd for more than 5 seconds kind of thing. And it heals up, I don't know, it was a couple hundred, I think. Not a whole bunch, but I mean, you're not expecting a whole bunch out of something that's not super expensive a lot. So yeah, here's this stuff. I would say that if the build you're going with, I was gonna point out a second ago that I said it's explain. One of the steps I have was I had um the one traits. One of them has healing or shouts heal, and if you have like all night armor on, the shouts when they heal up, you can see I got some night armor on, so it still heals like 2,000 when I got the cleric stuff on. If you take all the cleric stuff off, I think it's heals like 1,800 or something even less than that. So that's not like I don't know. It's, the show though with the trooper runes, they're removing conditions, so I mean it kind of makes up for it somewhat. But if you have full cleric armor on, the healing you do was I had my shouts be able to do like 2,500, 2,600, something along those lines, really, like really high up there kind of thing in order of shouts, I guess. I also had, I guess, a couple of trinkets were over on cleric stuff then too, but I mean, that shouts, when you have two shouts on the bar, like I have set up, then you are going to be able to heal up like over 5,000, and you see that's going to be about a fifth of our health right now for people like elementalists and others that are not as much health because warriors do have, I believe, the most health in the game, if I remember correctly. So they have the other guys that don't have as much health. That healing helps them a lot more. So if you want to have all cleric armor, that's pretty good, but you definitely don't want to be roaming around that much with it, because as you can see, you still have power toughness, it's just not as much as the knight armor. But anyways, on to the traits. So, like I said, it's like completely like full support kind of thing. It's what I have, like almost complete full support. So they have the whole thick skin and stuff like that. That's why you want healing to be kind of important, because you get that extra toughness when your health's up. Have that, so it kind of helps you keep from being on your own. They have, so the whole regenerate. If you have adrenaline, hammer, because I use a hammer. The power based on toughness, and let's cast. Say hey, to do some warrior for YouTube. So yeah, he's a warrior too in the guild. So he'll probably join along with us, because like I said, you don't want to be on your own when it comes to roaming. So there's another one that more support. Always talking about Giller. He said he wants us to record videos of ourselves fighting, so we could look over it and say what we did wrong. And I'm just sitting there going, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. So yeah, I'm just doing it to show off warrior builds and stuff. Just trying to show some stuff, have you guys see what's going on. So here's, go ahead, continue with the tactic thing. Reduced on shouts, because shout warrior, they do need that so they can actually shout more. Reviving speed, so like you see this stuff, you're not really picking on, but it helps out for like if you need to quick revive someone real fast, then you can go off and pick them up. Warhorn, this is part of the sword and warhorn thing, more of the helping the Zerg. This will keep them moving along fast. And when you revive someone, you gain might nearby, or everybody gets might. It's like that. It's part of the whole reviving thing. There's the shout hills. And down here, I got 3 down here. So adrenaline when swapping weapons. Adrenaline from shouts, and you get swap weapons much faster. Those come in handy a good bit the whole adrenaline thing helps with this, where you're regenerating health and you're able to use that the burst skill. This helps out for when you need to. Okay, I guess he was not interested in joining us. Yeah, I felt like he felt like I was ignoring him. So I'm about to talk to him later. Say it's recording already. But anyways, so that's the whole step to there. So you see a whole bunch of toughness and stuff with these. It's mostly for, like I said, I got this guy set up, so he's mostly going to support the Zerg and stuff when he runs around. Not much of a roamer and doing stuff on his own. You can see here it's saying that the attacks will do like almost 400 damage, but my attack actually hits and does about 500, I believe, and then you got the whole bleeding effect on there, and I think I can get bleeding stacked up to about 8 stacks or so if the person actually stands still. I can constantly hit them. That's about how many stacks I can get. So here's the whole sort of stuff. You use like charge, you get yourself moving. Yeah, this get help out with when like Zergs are clashing and stuff, because you're going to want to dodge through areas of effect, and so using this, you're going to be able to go off and get the vigor, so you can keep on moving around. And if you get that when you're about to hit another Zerg, they're going to gain weakness, so you see the fumble effect and stuff. So they're not going to be able to go off, and I guess I think that makes it so they can't really, the damage they do against you is like weak or something like that. Um, you probably want to go with Healing Signet. I know some people go with some of these other healing spells, like seen some people go with this, and it's nice and stuff, but I feel like Healing Signet is much better because you're just regening over time, and you see that it's about 400 regen from that. And if I was to run around on full adrenaline and then try not to waste it, there's another like almost 500 there. So when I had like full cleric armor on, I was regening about 1,000 and 100,000, 200 every second. So I was healing up pretty fast. It would take multiple stacks of the damage, like poisons, to weaken the healing effect, and bleeding, and there was torment, a whole bunch of other spells just being thrown on me. And I mean, of course, you have the whole shell skill, where the shell setup I have with the trooper runes on, it takes off 2 conditions, even though it says it removes 1. And this is going to remove 1 because trooper runes, they have the whole balance stance, so when you're about to charge, so no one throws down some kind of wall to block you. And like I said, since you're supporting Zerg, you're going to want a battle standard, so you can go and or get the group ups like that. You'll want to revive people. So you have that. I would say if you're trying to like roam on your own, I wouldn't suggest it with this build, but you might want to go with something like the Sigil of Rage, because that's going to be gaining you you're getting adrenaline from it. So I think that just makes it so like attacking stuff gives you more adrenaline or something along those lines. And if you don't use that, you could always just use it as a normal spell thing, like using the Singlet for the almost 40 seconds of swiftness and might, critical hit chance, all that. That will help you out a lot more, since you won't be actually trying to revive anyone. Since you'll be on your own, you won't be able to revive yourself. So that's what I would suggest for that. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I've forgotten anything. I know some people, they have, when you come across these are the main ones I've seen people use, but I know some people have gone off and use this, because you can see the you get toughness, and then you could also use this and get for the stability. And you see the stability same amount. The thing is, the cooldown on this is 60 seconds, and since I got the shot reduction thing, this is only going to be like 40 seconds. And so that's one thing you do. But if you have some other ones that I've seen some people mess around and switch things around, like you have like Fear Me that I wouldn't suggest, but I mean, sometimes it does come in handy from time to time for things like if you are being ganged up on by a whole bunch of people, then you know you Fear Me and stuff, and anyone who's right there in front of you is gonna be fleeing away for 3 seconds, and they could help you get going. So yeah, that's the whole thing here. They have, but like I said, you probably don't want to go off on your own when it comes to being a shot warrior. But I mean, I'll go ahead and roam around. Like, looks like going to get a guard and see if I could hit him a little bit. So, like, one of the things that I like about the sword's that whole salvage leap thing, because now you're able to actually go off and jump forward. So yeah, it's like just one hit, and it's the whole about 500 damage, but I still underneath that plus 40 power from that one fort thing back there. See if I run across people, like the fights and stuff. There's someone over here. You can tell he's panicking, tossing wells out. But the I forgot what I was saying. Oh crap! Yeah, I keep on having this happen to me. Anyways, the when fighting stuff, that guy's response, so I might as well go attack him. Okay, so you try to see the damage he does. So yeah, you can see 400 damages. There's the crits right there. And if I'm used to my thief now, where I'm running around in a circle, getting bonuses from backstabbing. One of the things that people seem to forget about a lot is that final thrust. That thing will come in handy a whole bunch. Because you just saw the 3.5 thousand from that. When did he join? That guy's like a guild leader of another guild, and I guess our guild leader managed to get him to join. It's interesting. I have to talk about that later with him. So yeah, you can see it's like that's the whole sword, at least right there. They have, I guess, one thing about some of the tactic things you might want to do with the sword is one of the things I have it set up so that I don't crap, that's a mesmer, isn't it? Mesmers are the most annoying things I have come across. I'm just gonna take out the frogs and we'll forget about the mesmer, because the mesmer, he sits there and he's just going to spawn like clone after clone after clone, and I'm not going to be able to hit him because he's going to be hiding behind these frogs. Once I take out the frogs, then I'm going to have the guards support, and I'm going to have less people hitting me, and I'm going to actually be able to focus on him a little bit more. Okay, so there's the little bastard. Yeah, that's what I figured. You take out the guards, and then he's gonna have nowhere to hide. And it's mesmers for you. They don't do anything but make a crap ton of clones and then hide behind their clones. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a decent tactic, and I mean, they're surviving, honestly, got away. It's just anyone who's attacking them is just gonna get annoyed by it. So, anyways, some of the tactics stuff to using these are some people will say use the burst skills as soon as you can. I guess they killed him. Yep, yeah, they killed him. Okay, so you can see you can chase him down and kill him. It's just I don't want to waste my time chasing him down. But anyways, so some things you want to use these things for, like one tactic that I use a lot for thieves are I want to try to the hammer shock them first. I want to have them stunned. I don't want them be able to move around as fast as they can, because that's what the thieves whole setup to them are. They're meant to go invisible. You can't see them. They're going to run around you, try to backstab you. Knowing that, the staggering blow is going to be one of your best friends, because as you see, it's going to knock them back and you spin in a giant circle. So they come up to backstab you, spin around and you smack and knock them down. Once you knock them down, if you actually hit them, you notice your adrenaline go up. That means you hit them. And knowing that they'd like to go for backstabs, they're most likely behind you, so you probably want to turn around and you probably want to do a backbreaker as fast as you can, because that knockdown is only going to last like maybe half a second or so before they get back up. So you're going to want to knock them back down as fast as you can. But a thief that's knocked down is a thief that's basically screwed, because he's not going to be able to do the whole backstab stuff. You can shadow step away and all that, but I mean, once you hit them, it scares them, because they're mostly glass builds and stuff. So that's one way to get rid of the thieves and stuff. They have also, like, when it comes to other people, like you see like the mesmer that we just went against, well, he's going to run away. This also helps out a whole bunch, because instead of them running away now, you got them crippled, and if they don't have anything to remove conditions, then they're going to be in a good bit of trouble, because now you're the one who's got them crippled and you're chasing them down. And yeah, this thing comes in handy if you're actually like 1v1 like a warrior or something. You're going to probably use this spell a good bit to help with the whole fumble and when endurance regen, all that stuff with them. That's about the only time I use this. I don't really use it unless if someone's actually going to stand their ground and actually fight me. It's a waste trying to chase someone down using this spell, because you'd see the time that cast someone's almost the highest besides this one. So that's the whole thing to that. I know one setups that you're going to want to go for order was people say you normally want to stop them from moving as fast with this, and then when you run up on them, you're going to knock them down, and you want to go ahead and knock them back down as fast as you can. And at that point, your adrenaline should be up enough so you could have level 1 and level 2. If you use a shout with the adrenaline to it, you see that fills up almost a whole bar. So you might, if you use your shouts before it, you will have enough to do the whole 2-second stun. And so if you add this all up, they're going to be stunned for almost 5 seconds, I think. So that 5 seconds is going to be enough that you could get the upper hand on them. When it comes to swords and stuff, the only time I really use swords for when I'm wanting to move around fast, the whole charge. And since I also have convert the conditions to boons set up, that does come in handy if I'm being swarmed by another team. They're throwing conditions all over me. I sit there and I'll cast these 2 spells real fast, and now I'm able to dodge and I'm running away, and that's gonna be regening pretty fast and get myself moving and get out of that situation. Salvage leap you could use to jump into crowds and running away from crowds. If you have your have yourself set up so it doesn't auto target, one of the things I find to be somewhat useful, assuming no one throws down anything that will immobilize you or anything like that. If you're coming up across a crowd, you can easily click that and you can jump right through the whole crowd. You can go right through them and now you're not being hit with all their spells and stuff. You're on the other side of them where the casters are at, and now you can start hitting them. So that's one thing that comes in useful with that. One of the negative effects to that though is if you do not click on someone to cast a spell on another team, then you're going to jump the whole full distance. So if they end up being closer than what the distance is here, then you're going to fly right past them and you're going to turn back around and try to chase them. But that's that whole thing. So that's basically the sap and a couple of like tactic things when it comes to running around with the Shout Warrior build. It, I would suggest if you do run around with this that you definitely want to run with a group. It would be rather handy. I noticed that one of the things that I find to be really useful stuff when it comes to fighting other people is if you have a thief around, thieves like warriors, because like I said earlier about the whole attacking thieves, they're probably gonna come up behind you to hit you, so you're gonna use a staggering blow to knock them down. Well, once they're knocked down, they're really useless and they can't do much and stuff. And if they don't, or if they're not able to shadow step away, then they're gonna be ganged up on by everybody nearby. That's when having a warrior with them comes in handy because that warrior can now jump into the middle and like jump over his teammate, the thief that's down, and he could knock everybody back and give his one teammate, the thief, some time to get up. And then they get both shadow refuge or whatever, try to get away. But this is kind of useful because if thief's knocked down, then the one warrior should be able to knock him back, or the warrior could cripple them and let the thief have time to actually get up behind them to backstab them. But again, it's like the whole havoc groups that there's different setups to like depend on what you're planning on doing. But yeah, so this is basically like I said at the beginning, this full support. So I mean, don't expect to be able to do much roaming. That's why like I'm not really running around into enemy territory and all that stuff, because like you saw when I was taking on that sentry earlier, where that's the one NPC thing. So he's not doing the full attacking like other people would do. Like when I went to 1v1 duel people in my guild with the setup that I had, they had my attacks and stuff like fighting another warrior, like a shout warrior. I ended up winning, but it took like 15 minutes to take him on. When I went against a destroyer warrior in our guild, the first time he won, but just barely, had a couple hundred health left. But that still took like about 10 minutes, maybe a little bit more. And the second time I fought him, I ended up winning, but that still took like 10 minutes. I mean, if you're fighting like another warrior or a guardian or something, it's just non-stop hitting each other's ground and having the healing thing where you're healing up every second. So you're just constantly healing. You're not able to actually do much damage and stuff. So it's kind of a mess. It just takes forever. So that's why you probably want to go with the crowd. And while I'm thinking about it stuff, I just remembered that I forgot to point out like food and stuff that I would eat. This is the cheaper version of the saffron bread, which many people probably drop that out because it's a really cheap food. It's the one that does like, well, you have the conditions like 20% less condition to you and like 20% less damage if you're knocked down or stunned or something. I know one of the best ones was that one lemongrass soup thing where it's like really expensive to buy and stuff, but it gives you, so the conditions last like 40% less, and it gives you, I think, vitality or something like that. That's one of the ones that I know a lot of people use. I just go with hard and sharpened stones again instead of the superior ones, because like I said in my other video, with the thief build, I don't really use superior unless if like something big's going on. If I'm just messing around, I want to use this because I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on something useless. And since this is a whole like support build, you're going to probably want some power so you actually can do some damage. That's why I also have the fire flank stakes. Those give 100 power and I think 70 precision. So that can come in handy and stuff since you're going to want more damage and stuff. Especially the hardened stones because that goes off your toughness and vitality. And as you saw off the build, we have a whole bunch of toughness and skills are going to be in toughness and vitality here. So those do come in real handy. And I guess that will be all for this episode. So I hope you liked. I'm kind of sorry that I didn't do more roaming and showing more about this. Like I don't really have an editing program that I go and edit my videos with. So I kind of have to go off of one straight session. I mean, if anyone who's watching this does know of a trustworthy, good editing program that's free and pretty simple to use, because I mean, I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time messing around trying to figure out all the different things. So I just want to have something that's basic and gets the job done. And so, if you know anything that could help out a whole bunch, and I appreciate if you could leave a comment about it, so I could look into it, because that could help out a whole bunch, so I could actually do more recording and edit out all the different parts of me roaming around doing nothing. And so yeah, so that's gonna be about it. So thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd appreciate if you did. If you enjoyed the video a whole bunch. If you want to see any other videos of like map roaming with my thief and stuff, or if you want to see me have a group with the warrior, because they had it's JQ. Okay, so they had the if you want to see like have a group with my warrior, I could talk to some guild members. I'm sure they'll be okay with trying to help out with that. They like to do a whole bunch of roaming around. So I had to shoot that guy. And they're all just roaming. It's just, that's our group, okay. So anyways, yeah, I'll go ahead and log off and stuff before frame rate drops too much and this looks bad. Because you got the two Zergs chasing each other. So, see you guys later, and bye.